We've got a Big Ten volleyball doubleheader on FS1 kicking off from Lincoln, Nebraska, where it is yet again another packed house. Former Nebraska assistant Chris Thomas trying to lead the Illini to a win over #1 Nebraska, where it's been all smiles for Bergen Reilly and the Huskers at 22-0 in 13 consecutive sweeps entering the night. Hello everyone, we welcome you to Lincoln. Jill Dorsey Hall and Noah Reed with you. This Nebraska team is the lone unbeaten team left in the country. They're 22-0. Not only are they beating teams, but they are throttling teams.
They truly are must-watch because they are so dominant. It's so fun to watch offensively, defensively. They are truly the complete package. However, they're taking on a team in Illinois that's young. They're going to play fearless. They've already shown that they can go on the road and up in a top 10 team. They did so against Purdue earlier this season.
Well, in order to do that, they're going to have to go against such a great offense in Nebraska. Weapon after weapon, but it's really the setter, Bergen Reilly, who orchestrates all of it.
She's phenomenal. The Big Ten Setter of the Year, freshman year, sophomore year, now in her junior campaign, looking comfortable. She has 13 matches in a row, hitting over 300 hitting efficiency, leading her team, distributing the ball so balanced. And when you break down her play, it's her footwork. She's so efficient getting to the ball, fluid with her movement, and extremely skilled in every facet of the game. She's playing free and more offensive herself, and she is just truly a treat to watch.
And on the other side for Illinois, Kenna Phelan, a transfer from Florida State, was really good there, and she's been spectacular this season.
An incredible athlete. Transferred into the program because she wanted the opportunity to run a 5-1 system and also had a really strong connection to a former setter himself, head coach Chris Thomas. She's very deceptive, also has a strong presence on the floor, great mindset, 6 double-doubles on the year, wonderful all-around volleyball player.
Well, Phelan and the Illini trying to snap a 4-match losing streak, but it does not get any easier against the #1 team in the country. It's Illinois and Nebraska. First serve coming up next on FS1. It is almost go time inside John Cook Arena here in Lincoln, Nebraska for the only unbeaten team in the country, 22-0 Nebraska taking on Illinois in some Big Ten volleyball. This is what the Illini starting lineup looks like. Talked about Kenna Phelan already, the center who's leading the charge offensively this year for the Illini. They've also got a true freshman libero, Taryn Kirsch, who's been spectacular in the back row. And on the other side for Nebraska, this is what it's looked like the last handful of matches. Harper Murray, Andy Jackson, Rebecca Alec, as well as Bergen Reilly. 4 of the players to watch for the ABCA National Player of the Year. Awesome is this place?
It's just, it gives me chills, honestly. Everybody on their feet, clapping in unison. People are happy to be there, showing up always. And what I also appreciate is they're very knowledgeable volleyball fans. And they know the sport, but they support their team through and through.
#1 Nebraska and Illinois. It's the Illini serving, and off we go in set 1. Virginia Adriano tipped by the block up front of the Illini. Riley backs it right back to Adriano. Down the line, that's scooped up by Kirsch, and it flies out of play. Point Nebraska.
A couple early swings to try to establish the freshman right side, a player that came on late in the scene from Italy, getting acclimated to U.S. and it's been a joy to listen to her in pressers and just the opportunity to come into Nebraska and how they've also wrapped their arms around her.
In the middle, Andy Jackson buries it in the corner.
And painting the line, I mean, up early, and that connection, these two players, both in their junior year, you can see has just continued to improve and working hard in transition, and even on the 10-foot line, that fast tempo ball.
Phelan Side Harper, Murray cross court paints the line, and an opening run of 3 for Nebraska to begin the night.
An extremely sharp angle here. Positive touch at the plane of the net, so slowing it down, and then quick out to Harper Murray with an easy put away for her. That's easy work.
3 kills by 3 different players for Nebraska early. Overpass, Harper Murray drills it through.
One of the aspects of Nebraska I don't think it gets enough credit is it might not result in an ace, but an overpass, right? And then a put away, so another kill. But they are putting a lot of pressure on opponents from the service line. It's just not resulting in an ace necessarily, but a lot of teams are getting out of system.
Phelan looks at that near pin, cross court. Scooped up, Adriano pushes it down the line, and it falls right on the line. Illinois didn't agree with it. They thought it was out, but the call is in, and point for the Huskers.
Well, the last couple matches, it's been Nebraska maybe a little bit slower, if you will, start in their first set. Not tonight. A quick start out of the gate. First 5 points to the Cornhuskers.
Phelan sets on that near side. This is Harper Murray. Back set, touchdown the line, and it's a point for the Illini.
And a crafty shot over the top of the block.
It's Auburn Tompkinson, the redshirt sophomore, first year with the program after she spent 2 years at Texas, did not play for the Longhorns. Murray tapped by the block up front. Go up tempo in the middle with Philpott. Now Adriano for Nebraska shoots it cross court.
Well, she sets that up because you've seen a couple attacks now from Adriano going down the line, right? We saw the heavy swing line, the tip down the line, and then she said, oh no, I can beat you with that angle.
It's Chris Thomas. He is a former Nebraska assistant. Won a national title here. Now he takes over Illinois. He's been there for 9 seasons now. Led them to a Final Four back in 2018. Blocked away by Jackson and Bergen Reilly up front.
I mean, an absolute wall. Look at these forehands placed in unison. That is textbook right there. Nowhere to go.
Phelan goes to Philpott in the middle. Right back to Harper Murray. She's spun back by the block. One more swing for Murray. Too strong, no touch. Nebraska's asking for one, though. And Danny Busboom-Kelly might ask for a challenge here. The first-year head coach for the Huskers, after spending some time at Louisville, the winningest coach in the last 5 years. And she will ask for a challenge here immediately on that block touch.
Trusting her team as well, going right to the challenges. Harper Murray solid off the hands, and I think first glance it did look like it went off the right hand. Yeah, you can see that clearly, those 2 fingers pressed back. It's going to be a quick reversal.
Danny was asking for it immediately.
This is going to be a quick overturn. Has to be clear and convincing, and I am convinced.
Well, based on the look we got, it looked like it was off the right hand.
After review, there was a touch on Illinois. The point will be reversed. Nebraska ball. Illinois loses a challenge, or Nebraska retains their challenge.
So successful challenge for Danny Busboom-Kelly, and Nebraska up 8-1 to begin set 1. It's Olivia Mauk, sophomore, serving for the Huskers, who've jumped out to such a great start to begin the night. Phelan, back set, Tompkinson turned away. But it falls down on the Nebraska side, point for the Illini. Kenzie Kogan serving. Tight to the net, Reilly punches over. Reilly dumps it over.
A wonderful sense there. Having that opening, she can sense that in her peripheral, knowing that that hole is there and being more offensive-minded this year in her junior season.
Harper Murray goes into the net on the serve. So the Illini have scored 2 of the last 3 now, trying to weather that early storm that Nebraska jumped out to the 8-1 lead.
It's little by little, the Illini are a young team, and that's, Chris Thomas said, we're going to embrace this opportunity and play free. They've lost 4 in a row, but he said it's because they're putting pressure on themselves in certain matches, and he said that's just some of the things they have to work through with the young team.
Aguayo goes into the net on the serve for the Illini, so they give it right back on the service error. Phelan pushes near side, cross court, great dig by Mauk. Back row swing for Harper Murray. DeBoer turned back. Point still alive in a free ball. Nebraska with a chance in system. Land fair off the hands for the kill.
You saw within this rally, it was Illinois picking up a nice job there by TK to run through that, and then a pickup, a wonderful job covering. You're going to have to cover your hitters extremely well going up against Nebraska, and then this sharp, extreme angle from Landfair.
A nice job just to let that ball squeak by that time by Kenzie Kogan. It's a service error from Jackson. So Sophie Randall, the true freshman from Del Rapids, South Dakota, to serve for Illinois, down 11-4 here in the opening set. Overpass, poked onto the side of the Illini. Back set off the slide. Rebecca Alec goes down the line for the kill.
And Rebecca Alec having her best year this season offensively. I mean, known for her defense, her blocking presence, but had worked on her offensive game. Looking stronger than ever in her senior year. Look how just as strong the presence. Also, I appreciate her mindset and just like that attack mode mindset.
DeBoer goes down the line. Did not find the line, so it's a point for Nebraska. And a timeout taken by Illinois, where it has been all Huskers at home in set 1, up 13-4. Another great start inside John Cook Arena for Nebraska, the #1 team in the country, up 13-4, hitting .588 to begin this first set, and that shouldn't really be a surprise because by a large margin, they are the #1 team in the country in hitting percentage.
I mean, I give a lot of it credit to Bergen Reilly because even in balls that are off the net, she is able to find and distribute. Just her ability to think through the game. The game seems so slow to Bergen Reilly, right? I mean, she looks in complete control all the time and getting so many weapons involved and balance too. You can't just key on stopping one player for the Huskers. It's a number of All-Americans that you have to try to slow down.
She's got one weapon after another, but does such a great job balancing it out, distributing it, getting everybody involved.
And tonight, it was getting the freshmen going early on, right? Adriano, and hitting 750 right now on 4 attempts.
Well, now it's Taylor Landfair, the senior, a transfer from Minnesota, pushes that lead back up to 9.
The thing about this Nebraska team that stands out to me is just how fun they're having. I mean, it has to be a lot of pressure, certainly, right? But even a lot of their players talk about it. It's not, we don't have to put pressure on ourselves because they know that they're out there having fun, enjoying the moment. And you got to give a lot of credit to their head coach, Danny Buston-Kelly, too. So, like, you got to enjoy all the wins because wins are hard to come by, especially in the Big Ten, but they enjoy the wins. They enjoy the moment.
It's Auburn Tompkinson that has the kill here, is able to tool the block for the Illini. Again, they fell behind 8-1 early. They've tried to weather that storm, and for the most part they have. I get it. You're down 8 points, right? 14-6 early in the set, but when you take away that 8-1 start, the Illini have looked a lot better since.
Yeah, and a lot of it is because of Tompkinson. On the right side, the lefty is providing great offense. There's 3 kills on 5 swings, hitting 600. She's been the bright spot.
Virginia Adriano has been a bright spot for Nebraska early as well.
And look at this set. That is a long way to travel. Great pushback from Bergen Reilly going against the grain.
Already 4 kills on 5 swings for Adriano. The Illini go up tempo, and it's a point for Illinois.
I got the touch. Trying to just establish the middles when you have that pass. And they're starting to settle in, certainly. Fighting Illini, getting their feet underneath them, and little by little, right? You might not be able to get this one back midway through for Nebraska in this first set, but chunk by chunk, get some momentum on their side.
Jackson goes roll shot. Even when it's not a perfect set from Bergen Reilly, you've got somebody like Andy Jackson who can make that adjustment in the air.
And seemingly just floating in there. Watch this up and available. Look at the touch point. We're going to see a double substitution already for the Cornhuskers. A couple different players involved, going now to essentially a 6-2 system with 2 setters.
It's now Campbell Flynn, one of those setters, on to serve, the true freshman who was the National Gatorade Player of the Year last year. Back set, Tompkinson down the line, able to spin it off the block.
She has had the hot hand, Tompkinson. And
oh, they say in the net?
I guess so. I guess they call the antenna on that.
Oh, antenna.
Indeed, you can see it hit the antenna. But we're going to have a first challenge from Illinois. Why not, right? A little break in the action. Chance to talk to his young team.
Illinois is challenging that the ball was in.
Okay, well, if they're challenging it's in.
They're challenging it in because they said it was out hitting the antenna first, so then that ball would be out. So they're challenging that was in, went off the block, then hit the antenna. But their pass and serve today, the Illini were really having a good time. They were locked in, a ton of energy. I wonder if it did go off Harper Murray's hand and
the
then
original
into
call
the
is
antenna.
confirmed. The ball was out. Illinois loses their challenge.
Oh, there you go. That was quick, too. And call off the antenna. Call is confirmed. That lead for Nebraska stretches out to 10.
17-7, Nebraska.
"40 straight sets won by Nebraska, trying to make it 41. It's a great diving play by Flynn to keep it up. And now Murray off the 10-foot line. Illinois cannot return it. It's a 3-0 run for the Huskers, now pushing that lead out to 11. Back set, Tompkinson down the line, cross court, off the tape, and it's a point for the Illini.
And the lefty once again, Tompkinson, 4 kills now to lead the way, tying all players in this match. And it was a really sharp approach and getting an opportunity to get her going. And truly, they wanted to establish her certainly early.
Well, it's Ali Check who has the response for the Huskers.
Check with such a great career at Baylor and utilizing this season here to join the Huskers.
Slide. Point Nebraska. 4 touches called on Illinois. It was not touched by the Nebraska block. And Illinois will take its final timeout of this first set, down 20-8. It's 11 straight wins in the series for Nebraska, dating all the way back to 2018. That's the last time the Illini won. It came here in Lincoln, a year that Illinois went on to go to the Final Four at the end of the season.
Jordan Poulter was on that team. It was a talented team. They were stacked, but it's always difficult to win in Lincoln, and Illinois was able to do it back in 18, so it can be done. It just doesn't happen very often.
Well, since then, it's 11 straight for Nebraska. 8 of them have been sweeps. Such a difficult building to come into and win if you're the opponent.
And a lot of it has to do with the atmosphere, too. I mean, 348 sellouts in a row. I mean, these fans show up. They're loud. It is a tremendous atmosphere. And they get here early, too. That's what I really was impressed with. I mean, they got here to watch warm-ups. I mean, it was 3 hours early, and people were starting to show up already.
56 straight wins in Lincoln for Nebraska, dating all the way back to November of 2022. Just impossible to come into here and beat Nebraska, the #1 team in the country who's 22-0 and won their last 13 matches, all by sweeps. (20-8) lead. Nebraska now 21-8. When they get to 21st, Jill, 62-0 this season.
It almost feels like it's a race to 20, right, in every set with Nebraska, because you know if you get there, if they get there, they're going to win the set. They've shown that.
Murray goes into the net on the ensuing serve. The Illini get the point to pull it back within 12. Such a young Illinois team, a lot of freshmen, a lot of newcomers on this roster that are playing really big roles. On that far pin, that's right down the line for Terea Sigler, the freshman.
And Sigler staying in the front 3 rows. She plays back row traditionally for Landfair, but staying in there and showing that ability. Look at the future. I mean, that is precision down the line.
Phelan, back set. It's Harper Murray there to make the play. Right back to Sigler. She goes back to back.
And clear evidence of players that, you know, playing in different roles. You have different players coming in to do different things, and that's the thing about Nebraska. Their bench, they are challenged, right? Their backups are challenged every day in practice.
DeBoer pops it off the block. It's a point for Illinois.
That's going to be really critical to get DeBoer going. I mean, she is one of the best. She's one of the best arms in the Big Ten, but a bit quiet so far in set #1. Actually, just her first kill of the set. You can see that ability to hit and tag that high hand, using it to her advantage.
Yeah, she averages just under 4 kills per set. You said it, that's just her first near the end of the set. Cross court, it's there for Ali Check, and Nebraska already has set point.
Well, you had Tompkinson for Illinois, the lefty, and then Nebraska has the lefty combination too, and Ali Check one of those, and that's an extreme angle that they're able to attack from on that right side.
14 set points to work with for the Huskers. Phelan goes to DeBoer near side. She goes cross court, and Illinois survives at least 1 set point.
Again, I think imperative to get her going. You see the smiles on her face. You pick up any type of momentum if you're Illinois. You can see that's extreme angle.
Last 2 points for the Illini have come from DeBoer trying to get her going. Sigler up to the back. Overpass, and Sigler hammers it through to win set 1. A completely dominant set 1 at home for Nebraska.
There goes being slow coming out of the gate in their first sets. I mean, they completely were dominant in this first set tonight. Had everybody going, a couple other players getting involved, hitting 7-14 in the first set.
The highest hitting percentage in a set against a Big Ten opponent this season. 41 straight set wins for Nebraska. What a quick first set from John Cook Arena here in Lincoln, where #1 Nebraska takes down Illinois 25-11 on some absurd offensive numbers. 20 kills, no errors, a 7-14 hitting percentage, Jill.
And also 8 players getting involved with at least 1 kill. So it's not just one player racking them all up. It's a balanced attack, and that's what makes it so difficult to defend. You just don't know who's going to get involved, who's going to get the ball. Give a lot of credit too to some new players coming into the lineup too. I mean, you had Campbell Flynn come in for Bergen Reilly. You also had Sigler playing the front row. So a multitude of players getting involved offensively.
Virginia Adriano and Harper Murray led the way with 4 kills apiece, but you said it, 8 different players had at least 1 kill in that opening set. And when you go 20 kills to no errors, I mean, that's unheard of. Illinois trying to bounce back here in set 2. Phelan with a back set. Tompkinson pops it high off the block. It's a free ball from Harper Murray. Tompkinson again, roll shot. Great sliding play by Choboy. And blocked away by the Illini up front to take an early lead.
And there it is, the first error, right? I mean, they finally, the second took to the second set, but it's Tompkinson, who's had a tremendous match offensively, now defensively.
Yeah, she was really their only source of offense in that opening set. 4 of the 7 kills for Illinois came from Tompkinson, and now the defense getting involved with the block. Darren Kirsch, the libero, serves right into the net to even the score at 1 apiece. You were talking with Chris Thomas, the Illini head coach, earlier today, and he said, I've seen it from the opposite perspective, being an assistant here at Nebraska. When you come into this building, it's a packed house. He goes, one mistake can really unravel you as a team.
And more so because teams start to play outside of themselves, he said. You know, he's like, that's maybe not your best shot, you're not comfortable doing it. You try to do it because the Nebraska defense can start to wear on you. So players start to do something that they're not really great at and trying to make that 1% shot. And so he said, you know, we got to stay within ourselves. We got to play free. But we also have to play smart too.
It's a great play by Adriano down the line. Roll shot, Harper Murray picked up by Phelan. Tompkinson on the pin, laces one cross court for the kill. Oh, and here is Chris Thomas, Nebraska assistant from 2014 through 2017. Won a national title with the Huskers and moved on, and now his 9th season as the head man at Illinois, where he took the Illini to a Final Four back in 2018. Push out to the far pin. It's another point for Illinois.
It's a wonderful set from Kenneth Phelan on the front row, completely held the blocker. That was a wonderful job by the setter. A fine setter himself, Chris Thomas, played internationally, played at a very high level.
Off speed, Kirsch is there. Phelan back set off the slide. Murray with the rejection, but it was out of play. Point for the Illini on a kill for Ashlyn Philpott.
And we were talking about this, Noah, before the match, just how interesting volleyball is, and how dominant Nebraska could be in that first set. And now look at this. I know it's early, but 4-2 start, and you can just wipe the slate clean. You start back at zeros. New opportunity in this set.
Harper Murray tags the back line to pull the Huskers within a point. Yeah, isn't that the nice part about the game? You can lose 25-11, but yes, you lose the set, you're down 1-0, but that fresh start 0-0 and set 2, at least to start, looks a little bit different.
Yeah, definitely, and they look like they're playing a little bit more relaxed. It was difficult for Illinois to find their footing, but you certainly knew they were going to increase their level of play. A lot of, obviously great players, starting to get some more players involved too offensively.
Murray goes back-to-back, and just like that, she has Nebraska tied up at 4.
Harper Murray, so incredibly skilled, but look at this secondary set off the platform from Bergen Reilly on a tee.
Six kills to lead the way for Murray. Denied by the block up front. Bergen Reilly's there to swat it away, and it's 3 unanswered for Nebraska.
Evidence there of her ability to do every skill extremely well. That time, highlighting her blocking, not getting used, pressing back into the floor.
Once more for Nebraska on the block. Defense showing up for Nebraska. Off the slide, that's a big point for Ashlyn Philpott using the hands of the block.
In system too for the Illini, and then a great set there. I mean, getting her space to reach out and work with that off, tooling the hands. Ashlyn Philpott now with her 2nd kill.
All freshman team in the Big Ten last year, just under 2 kills per set. She's now just over 2, and that serve slides just past the line, barely missed it. It's a service error, and Nebraska has the serve back. Comes Harper Murray, team leader with aces this season, 22 of them coming into the night. Phelan, back set, Philpott on the slide, squeezes it through the seam in the block.
A couple great in-system passes for Illinois, leading to some set distribution to their middles on the slide. Off 1 foot, you can see has that seam, able to exploit it.
Block came over just a little bit late too, and Ashlyn Philpott with a couple kills in this 2nd set after she was pretty quiet in the 1st. Laying Fair had to adjust. Back set, this is Jackson, buries it in the back.
Andy Jackson almost seems like a cheat code, doesn't she, with how high she can get hitting. I mean, that is not a small block, it's just going over the top.
So efficient too, 422 on the season for Andy Jackson. Phelan can't quite chase it down, it's a point for Nebraska. Got off to a bit of a slow start here in the 2nd set, but Nebraska on a 7-2 run. They get 7-3 though. They get one right back with Taylor DeBoer.
Taylor DeBoer, along with Kennedy Martin, the only 2 players in the Big Ten who've had double-digit kills in every single Big Ten match. And it was a little bit of a slow start in that 1st set, but she's now trending in a nice direction with her 3rd kill. And she's that player that can truly rack up some kills. She's got great range, great variety of shots, and yet another one right there.
Can do it on the overpass as well. Back-to-back kills for Taylor DeBoer, who's taken such a massive jump from last season. As a redshirt freshman, had just 1 kill per set. That is up near 4 this season. From the back, off speed. Bum set from Phelan. DeBoer gets a swing. That's off the antenna. She was well off the net. Nebraska lead pushes back out to 2. Bergen Reilly. Out of system here. Free ball from DeBoer. Reilly back set, and it's Virginia Adriano going cross court for another Nebraska kill.
Adriano still without an error in this match. 5 kills, no errors on 8 swings. Many of those coming early in that first set. You can say, hey, let's get the freshman established. You can see how much offense she can provide. He has a wicked arm swing, really quick.
There's a wicked arm swing on the other side. Taylor DeBoer has the immediate side out for Illinois. Avery Hernandez serving. Laying fair cross court. Kirsch is there to scoop it up, laying out for it. Blocking Nebraska pushes it back. Bergen Reilly to Alec in the middle, and she sails it wide left, but Illinois was in the net. Point Nebraska.
That was one of the best points for Illinois up to that point, and give credit to Taryn Kirsch, who had some phenomenal dig. You can see did just, net violation for the Illini.
Boy dives after it. Adriano drills it through the defense.
Wonderful pickup from Choboy. Keeps it on her side of the net, and then once again, I mean, really high contact point from Adriano, but showing a different range of her swings with different angles that she's attacking from.
And that's one thing, too. Bergen Reilly's so good about it. I mean, we talked about the distribution and the balance, but when there's a hot hand going for the offense, she continues to feed it.
Or conversely, when players aren't going, she seems how to get them going. I mean, it's just a master class. The ball in her hand, Bergen Reilly, she's just phenomenal.
Well, this time she gives it to Rebecca Alec, who tools the block. 4-point lead for the Huskers. Now serving for Nebraska, the libero, Joy. Phelan tried to adjust to a poor pass, but couldn't. It's a point for Nebraska. Much tighter second set, but it's still Nebraska with a 5-point lead halfway through.
I think Bergen is probably the best player in the conference. You know, her ability to continue to get them to get swings throughout the rallies. They did a great job of winning the long rallies. Even if you're able to score, their ability to side out pretty quick is pretty impressive.
Very high praise and deserved praise for Bergen Reilly from Wisconsin. Head coach Kelly Sheffield after Nebraska swept Wisconsin last week. But, I mean, it's just one match after another, and Bergen Reilly continues to have this offense rolling. Choboy gets there. Great diving effort to keep the ball up. Phelan looks outside. Choboy again. Back row swing, Segler, oh my goodness, Choboy! And Murray goes off the hands. A phenomenal defensive effort on that rally from Lady Choboy.
I mean, come on. She was completely horizontal, all the way laid out, and then brings it back. This is just spectacular. Not only did she have the pancake earlier within that rally, but look at this. Wow. I got a standing O, and rightfully so, from the Husker fan.
Tompkinson has the immediate answer, though, for Illinois going cross-court for the kill.
And that ends a 3-0 scoring run for the Cornhuskers.
Hey, those are the kind of points you got to get to if you're Illinois. I mean, that was a huge momentum swing, got the crowd into it on that last play for Nebraska, but you quickly put an end to it.
First ball side out, and it's been Tompkinson, the lefty, who's provided that.
Virginia Adriano provides a side out herself on the other side for Nebraska. Now she goes back to serve after her 7th kill of the night. What an efficient night for Virginia Adriano. Choboy dives after it again. Harper Murray, roll shot. Kirsch is there. Great libero play on this rally. Back set miscommunication. That almost never happens. Point for Illinois.
I'm actually surprised I saw that, but to your point, though, the phenomenal libero play, and every time I can give some libero love, I will throw it out there. And just a wonderful, the range, the floor that she's covering, and then Kirsch does the same thing on the other side for the Illini.
I mean, just since we came back from timeout a few points ago, Lainey Choboy has been spectacular, cleaning up everything in the back line. Jackson off the slide, hammers it through.
And so what does Bergen Reilly do? She goes right back to Andy Jackson and say, hey, that was a misconnection on our last set, my last set to you. I'm going to get you the ball right back to make up for that. And that is so helpful. Also, too, from a mentality standpoint of saying, like, I'm going to get you back into rhythm.
Serve goes just long here, and she does that a lot too, Jill. And even when it's not her fault, when the attacker gets blocked or whatever, she typically will go right back to them on the very next point to try to build that confidence right back up. Comes Sophie Randall to serve with Illinois down 5 late in set 2. Back row Harper Murray scooped up by Randall. DeBoer got a good swing on it. Choboy the dig. Harper Murray again, roll shot, kept up, but an overpass flies out of bounds. Point Nebraska.
Defense showing off for Illinois here. Look at this, the scoop in the back row. Harper Murray is so good at hitting from the back row. And then how about a little pancakes for dinner? This is just the secondary set, just got pushed too far.
DeBoer turned back. One more swing for DeBoer on the pin. She's rejected. Rebecca Alec up front denies it for Nebraska. All Nebraska again here at the end of set 2 with a 7-point lead over Illinois, trying to take a 2-0 lead. Well, Virginia Adriano's been spectacular tonight, and it's been the efficiency more than anything else.
Has 7 kills, no errors on 10 attempts. It's easy math, 700. And she has been doing it with a lot of different shots. You can see her spray chart all over the floor. She set it up early on, going down the line, and then she hits you with a heavy heat cross court.
That 700 hitting percentage, by the way,
is not normal.
1 is not normal. 2 is actually lower than what Nebraska's hitting percentage was in set 1 when they had 20 kills on 28 swings for a 714 hitting percentage. But Illinois has the point out of the timeout, able to use the hands to block.
And if you're Illinois, just little by little trying to come back in this second set, and they have a good server on the line right now. Kenna Phelan can put some pressure with her jump float.
2-time Gatorade Player of the Year in Arkansas from Fayetteville. Slide for Alec. She is blocked. It's a point for Illinois. They've scored a couple in a row out of the timeout to trim the lead to 5.
That was a lot of Taylor DeBoer, wasn't it? Getting out there, not allowing a ball to come inside, and that one just sailing long.
Not that you can ever really have errors against this Nebraska team, but especially at this point in the set, right? You've scored a couple in a row, you've cut it down to 5, you give one back this late in the set. That's not something you can afford to do.
And especially after Nebraska hits that 20-point mark in a set. We talked about being undefeated when they are the first one to reach 20 points in a set.
Adriano, great dig from Phelan. Bum set from Kirsch, and this is DeBoer way off the net. and that's long. So back-to-back errors. Once a service, this one an attack error, and that Nebraska leads back to 7.
Timeout, Illinois. That's their second.
Illinois will use its second and final timeout of this set. Yeah, that updated number now, you just mentioned it. They're undefeated this season. Nebraska is when they hit 20 points first in a set. They are now 63-0 when they've done that this season. Just unbelievable stuff. They're just 3 points away from closing out this second set as well, taking a commanding 2-0 lead. The only unbeaten team left in the country at 22-0. 13 of those wins, the last 13, have come via the sweep. They haven't lost a set since September 16th, almost 2 full months ago. And that .339 hitting percentage not only leads the country, but that would be the best in program history. They hit .331 back in 1986, but .339, and for that to be the number this late in the season too, it is spectacular.
Yeah, and Texas is behind them, and they're not necessarily that close. I mean, it's just staggering numbers. And also, what's so interesting is that the last set that they dropped, fittingly, was another team in Nebraska, Creighton Blue Jays, who you were there, right, Noah? I mean, it seems like a long time ago since they've dropped a set, and it's the efficiency. But the thing about it is the combination of offense plus defense. Sometimes you have a really great offensive team, right? Defense not as good. But this Nebraska team, what makes them so special is that they truly have both. And it can wear on teams. I mean, when you cannot find the floor, and the Nebraska defense just plays so extremely well, because they had to take on some teams last week, and especially in Wisconsin and Oregon, who can really bring it offensively, and they were able to slow them down.
Just 3 points away from taking a 2-0 lead here at home against Illinois as Tompkinson goes off speed. Lane fair cross court, uses the hands of the block, and it's now an 8-point lead for the Huskers.
And also, when you have that balance, it's not one player that thinks, oh, I have to take over, I have to do too much. It's every player doing their role at a really high level.
Tempo out of the middle, and Caleb Burbage cannot find the line. Set point for Nebraska.
Point Huskers. Set point Nebraska. 24-15.
An ace to win it. A 42nd straight set won by Nebraska. Up 2-0 now on Illinois, and they are a set away from making it 14 consecutive sweeps, dating all the way back to mid-September. 25-15 in set 2 for the Huskers. Great night to come to your first Nebraska match of your life. 25-11 and 25-15. The first 2 sets go the way of Nebraska, who has now won 42 consecutive sets, dating all the way back to mid-September. This is a look around the Big Ten. Number 1 in the country, Nebraska. They're the only undefeated team remaining in the nation. 22-0, 12-0 in the Big Ten. But Illinois has been one of the surprises in the league this season. Preseason pick to finish 9th in the league. They sit at 7-5 with a team that has 9 newcomers, including 7 freshmen. So RPI top 20 right now. You want to be in the top 16. The top 16 teams get to host in the first round. RPI is one of the big things that goes into determining who the top 16 teams are. Nebraska very clearly the number 1 team in the country, but the Big Ten, night in and night out, so difficult. You've got 6 teams all in the top 20 fighting for an opportunity to host the first 2 rounds. And then maybe even more so important, the teams that come in after that in the Big Ten from 21 through 50, that is crucial because those are the teams that have the opportunity to try to get into the tournament. You won't be hosting necessarily, but you're just trying to make the tournament.
You got to get in the dance, right? And that's what Chris Thomas told me. He said, Listen, it's an interesting point of the season. It's to the calendar has turned November, and you have a third of the teams in the hunt, a third of the teams knowing they're not in, and a third of teams already in. And so it's just interesting mashup. But Illinois is certainly one of those teams that are very much in when you look at those at-large bids and how far that they go down, and also opportunities ahead of them to play against, because you're playing in the Big Ten, many ranked opponents still ahead in their schedule, and so they can certainly add to their resume with opportunities still out there. A team in Illinois that started off Big Ten play 7-1, they have just faltered as of late in their last 4 matches, but still all their goals are ahead of them.
Have a top 10 road win at Purdue a couple weeks ago, but you said it, 4 straight losses, has dropped that RPI a little bit, but Illinois still 35th right now in the RPI, which would have you feeling really good about your chances to make the tournament. Down 2-0 though on the road against Nebraska, who's a perfect 22-0, looking for their 14th straight sweep. Bergen Reilly goes to Sigler, diving play in the back row to keep the ball up. DeBoer tries to go off speed. That was tapped back by Virginia Adriano. Virginia Adriano is denied. Illinois opens set 3 with the score.
And Nebraska doing what has been working for them in sets 1 and 2, getting Adriano the ball early, but then on the first error, look at this tremendous block. Taylor DeBoer, nowhere to go. That's that left hand, a lot of that left hand.
Goes right back to Adriano, who walks it across the tape, and it falls down for a kill.
Again, Bergen Reilly going right back to the player that got denied, saying, I'm going to get you back on track. Oh, dances over the net.
A little bit of help. Lady Choboy goes into the net on the serve. Illinois has got a 2-1 lead here early in set 3. Got off to a really good start in set 2 as well. Jumped out to a 4-2 lead, but then Nebraska went on a quick 3-0 run, never gave the lead back after that.
I think if you're Illinois, you got to break this set up into like, okay, 1st to 5, let's go 1st to 5, great. Okay, 1st to 10, and then you just keep playing it that way because you're trying to dig yourself out of the hole. But here's your opportunity, go out there and play free, right? I mean, go out there and put everything out there.
That'll help the defense up front. Gabby Dean with the solo block.
And Chris Thomas said that she might see some playing time because she's playing extremely well in practice, a big physical presence at the plane of the net. Exactly what her duties were there, staying true to her blocking duties and coming up with the big stuff.
Just the 11th set she's played in this season. Andy Jackson, when Nebraska goes up tempo, has the kill. This is Olivia Malk back for Nebraska. Down 3-2 early in set 3. Phelan to DeBoer, blocked, and it stays in play. Nebraska's defense ties it at 3.
And a block between these two players who played their freshman season, sophomore season, I mean, complete, and now junior year, completely in unison. Bergen Reilly going up with Andy Jackson.
Reilly goes to Sigler this time. Illinois with the point right out of the middle. That's Gabby Dean.
Checking the lineup for Illinois, number 1, Auburn Compton. Back to serve, number 7, Jenna Elam.
Nearly an ace for Phelan. Sigler upped by Kirsch. Overpass. Andy Jackson drills it through the floor.
Andy Jackson, just incredibly athletic. I mean, just making that overpass look easy because that ball was really high in the air. Look at this. She couldn't control the dig on her side and then perfectly timed. I always say an overpass for a middle is almost like a gift. You just want to open it, right? Just like, there we go.
You'll sometimes see middles, though. They'll get too excited about
Exactly.
the net, but
Yeah. A lot of patience there. Perfectly timed.
Tompkinson turned away, popped over by Dean. Bump set, Showboy. Harper Murray on the far pin, spins it off the block.
Oh, Skylar Pierce actually. Skylar Pierce checking into the match and showing the depth of the Cornhuskers. There's Harper Murray looking on and cheering for her teammate. Going high off the hands.
Redshirt freshman Skylar Pierce with her first kill. Tompkinson up to the back row by Sigler. Back set, Jackson on the slide, squeezes it through the back row defenders.
I mean, come on, Bergen Reilly. That set was just tremendous. I know that Andy Jackson, right, like beautiful slide, one of the best, probably the best slide attacker in the country, but that set was phenomenal from Bergen Reilly.
Then an ace to follow it up from Sigler, and it's 4 consecutive by Nebraska.
I love the ooh from the crowd as she got that ball over and then right in between the seam. What impresses me about Sigler's play is her back row play. Obviously, certainly featuring that ace right there from the service line, but phenomenal range on the back court.
Overpass, and Skylar Pierce drops it through for a point for Nebraska.
And just like that, another 5-0 run for the Cornhuskers.
And make it 5 unanswered. Attack air, a little bit long, and it's all Huskers here in set 3 to force an Illinois timeout. 9-4 Nebraska, looking for their 14th straight sweep. It has been another dominant night inside John Cook Arena for Nebraska. Up 2-0, cruising out to a 9-4 lead here in set 3 as well. And Andy Jackson has been quite literally perfect tonight. 8 for 8, 4 blocks.
And she was a player that this week in the presser that talked about how she's living in the moment. And she said, you know, it is a privilege to play here at Nebraska. We're very, very grateful for the opportunity. And I think you can see she's out there having a lot of fun.
Sigler with the dig. Showboy the bump set right from the scores table, and Pierce is turned away. That's Hernandez and Dean up front.
A discipline block from Illinois, knowing that Skylar Pierce wanted to try to tool the hands, use their hands, but they stayed true. They pushed back into the floor.
Jackson off the slide down the line. She continues to stay perfect, make it 9 kills on 9 swings.
As good as they get in the country on the side. And she was the first one. You see what she said to her teammate? Nice pass, because she knows without that pass, right, that doesn't happen. So just goes to show, too, just how tight this team is, you know, and the complementary of each other.
You said it earlier, it's every aspect, passing, offense, defense, you name it. Nebraska's got it, and they got another point here going off the hands of the block. Andy Jackson rotating to the back row to serve. Point for Illinois, they get it right back. Alyssa Aguayo with the kill.
Freshman Aguayo has been pretty quiet tonight. I mean, she's had a tremendous freshman season. But now just still hitting negative. 2 kills for the freshmen. See if they get her going in this 3rd set.
Chris Thomas is so high on her. You said it, just a true freshman from Arizona. As the serve goes long there, they give the point back to Nebraska, but he is really high on Aguayo and says she is capable of doing anything.
He often says that teams try to go to her and she's primary passing because she is a freshman. He's like, but she has done a tremendous job. She just doesn't break.
Jackson, roll shot. Choboy lays out for the dig and then pushes the free ball over. In the middle, they go up tempo, and that's Ashlyn Philpott with the off-speed kill. For the match tonight, this was the Arizona trio, 2 for Nebraska, as well as Aguayo from Illinois, with Coach Thomas taking the picture too, by the way.
He can really do it all. He was singing earlier, doing a TikTok video, but that's a fun. I love it when you, from your home state, some familiarities of friends, you get a matchup against each other.
Manaya Obeche, the true freshman from California, who came in to start this third set, has her first kill.
And watch out, she is going to be big time. I mean, a player that would probably start in most every other program, but having to play behind Rebecca Alec and Annie Jackson is tough. But getting an opportunity tonight, and you can just see that physicality and that power that she has.
It's been so productive in limited playing time this season. 9 matches played. In 5 of them, she's had at least 5 kills. And a roll shot dropped down by Ali Czech, and Nebraska's lead expands to 7.
Different players, different combinations all throughout the night for Nebraska. I mean, different substitutions, and so trying some different combinations out. I think it's a smart move from Danny Bestwick Kelly, because you just never know late into the season. And how about that?
Sigler on the block, a solo stuff up front, and she is all smiles.
I mean, come on.
Nearly had an ace to follow. Choboy. Sigler too strong, did not get a tip from the block. How much fun has Lainey Choboy been?
Well, that I was going to call that out. I mean, the dig that she just had on that within that rally. I mean, just the little things technically too that she does defensively. I mean, tremendous reaction, but the range, but also primary passing extremely well in service reception tonight.
Obeche up tempo for the kill, her second in the last few points. But a lot of it has started with the defense of Lainey Choboy tonight, who goes back to serve now for the Huskers.
17 digs, Lainey Choboy. Just spectacular highlight reel type of plays for her, and has been a joy to watch. I mean, primary passing as well tonight has been on point.
Slides just left of the line for Taylor DeBoer. Lead is now 9 for Nebraska, just 8 points away from their 14th consecutive sweep. Set, roll shot, Choboy right on cue again. Harper Murray from the back row is turned back. Andy Jackson up front with the denial. Check, great play. Overpass, poked down on the side of Nebraska. It's an Illinois point.
Well, throughout the evening, Lainey Choboy has been tremendous in the backcourt. I mean, the range that she has. Look at her. Oh, easy pickup, 2 hands even on that pickup. Look at her eyes covering her attackers. I mean, it's truly textbook. Look at that, even over her head, precision pass up to her setter.
Sigler goes cross court.
Give and go action for Sigler.
Bergen Reilly gets a swing, almost results in a kill for the setter. And Illinois scored back-to-back now. Not going away.
A couple of really gritty plays, too, from Illinois even late in this third set. Look at this. From middle back. That's a wonderful pickup from Aguayo.
Look, Chris Thomas knew this was going to be a challenge, right, coming in and playing the Cornhusker. But again, it's a young team. It's still a lot of opportunities ahead of them, and has to be pleased with the continual fight from his team.
Scored a couple in a row after falling behind by 10, trying to fight till the end of this one and avoid a sweep. Sigler on the outside. It's touched by the block. Point Nebraska. Looks to the near pin. That was behind the antenna from Tompkinson. Point Nebraska. First to 20 again for Nebraska, who's been perfect this season when they get there. 64-0 in sets that they reach 21st. DeBoer rips it through.
Wonderful tempo from Penafila and out to DeBoer. It's beautiful. Look how far she has to track it. Great setup as Taylor DeBoer started to get going in that second set. A little bit quieter now in this third.
Campbell Flynn with Sigler. Back row, hammers it through.
Oh, within that rally, it was Campbell Flynn who actually had that soft block at the net. I mean, she got her hands on that, got her the defense able to run through that easily, and then that back row attack put away.
Overpass, Pierce up to the back row. It's a great job by Hernandez. Flynn back set, and Jackson saves the point. That's Gabby Dean, the redshirt sophomore in the middle for Illinois.
And it was here to run the middle, and you can see they're getting a touch off the block, and she's been a nice presence, a nice addition into this match for Illinois.
Obeche off speed. Mao tries to track it down, can't quite get there, and Illinois scores another. Trying to stay within striking distance, although they're running out of time, down 8 late in set 3.
Truly a big look into the future of Nebraska volleyball right now on the floor with this lineup.
Serve just misses from Taryn Kirsch. But we will look at it again. Illinois wants to challenge.
Why
Chris
not?
Thomas says, yeah, I can't take them with me. We're going to use
Illinois is challenging. The ball was in.
First glance, it looked really
close.
Really close.
There was even a little bit of an ooh from the crowd. I say out.
Yes, you can see black.
Yep.
And shout out to the floor, brand new floor,
Yes,
Terraflex
yep.
with the black. Look, it's nice. Look at the cornrows. You see that feature? It's a good look.
They said Danny Busboom Kelly had a little bit of say in that too, and what the court looked like. It looks awesome too, doesn't it?
There's a good look at the cornrows. You can see it. I also appreciate Let It Be playing, just let the call stand. Let it be.
Call is confirmed. Ball was out. Illinois loses their challenge.
No, you got good eyesight, my friends.
They will let it be.
Check it in for Nebraska. Nebraska number 3, Allie Check.
9-point Huskers lead, just 3 points away from a sweep.
Campbell Flynn, back to serve.
Campbell Flynn, the true freshman setter, is serving. Back set from Phelan. This is Tompkinson. She's turned away. It's Obeche up front with the block for Nebraska. One arm set from Phelan. Check on the near pin. Sliding play, Hernandez. Turned back by the Nebraska block. Tompkinson off speed, poked back again. Flynn back set, check, cross court, scooped up, overpass. Pierce, Kirsch is there. Pierce again, and this time she terminates.
Oh, that gets the crowd on their feet as they're now approaching match point, and this crowd is loving it. It has been dominant from the get-go here in Lincoln.
Nebraska looking for a 14th straight sweep. Pierce, too strong, no touch of the block. And Illinois lives 1 more point. Or do they? Because we're going to look at this again. Danny Busboom-Kelly wants to challenge it to see if they can end it right now.
And a lot of respect between two friends, between these two head
Nebraska
coaches.
is challenging. The ball is out.
Danny Busboom-Kelly and Chris Thomas, and they both talked about how it's fun playing against, your friend, and looking forward to this opportunity. But Danny Busboom-Kelly says, no, we're going to end it right here if we can. All right, no, you're 1 for 1. What do we got?
This one's a little more difficult.
I think I see black. I think that's out.
I think that's out.
But was there a touch
That's
at the plane of the net? That's what I was curious.
That too. I think that was really close to at the net, if there was a touch or not.
Clear and convincing evidence?
Yeah,
what do you got?
That's the point. You got to have clear and concise evidence.
The crowd is all standing, waiting to hear.
I don't know. From those angles, I don't think you can say that you've got indisputable evidence to be able to overturn it.
I'm taking quite a long look at this one because this one's a difficult. Either one from the end line or at the plane of the net. The end line, to me, that ball looks long. Looks out.
Yep, I agree. They are looking at this one for a while.
After review, the call will stand.
Yeah, one of those, I think, just too close to call. Call stands. Nebraska does not win the challenge, and we go on to match point number 2 for the Huskers. Still up 10. Flynn Obeche tools the block, and number 1 Nebraska stays perfect with their 14th straight sweep.
And truly, it was dominating for the Cornhusker. Andy Jackson was perfect, 9 of 9, 4 blocks. That's incredible. But then it was a multitude of other players getting involved offensively, defensively. They were stifling everything, working for the match. 488 for Nebraska hitting efficiency.
A 488 hitting percentage is the best this season in a match for Nebraska, shattering their previous high of 437. Just fantastic stuff, match after match for the number 1 team in the country, who's now 23-0 with their 14th consecutive sweep. All Nebraska tonight at home, a 3-set sweep over Illinois. We'll be back with more here from John Cook Arena next on FS1. Number 1 Nebraska remains undefeated, 23-0 thanks to their 14th consecutive sweep. And now head coach Danny Busboom Kelly joins us. Coach, I don't know if it's necessarily possible to pinpoint one thing, but when you talk about this season and especially the 14 straight sweeps now, what's been the most impressive part about it for you?
I mean, it's pretty obvious the consistency of this team. I think their play is obvious, but their mentality has been consistent every day, whether it's in a match or a practice. We're making subs, we're getting people playing time, and there's just no drop-off. So really impressive job by our team, mentally and physically.
Coach, you did have 10 players that registered at least a kill tonight. You talked about the different players getting involved, maybe different lineups that you had never seen this season. What went into the decisions there, and just the multitude of players in different together, right? Just 6 different players playing out there together.
I thought about it. It's like, it's November. Are we crazy for doing this? But at the same time, like, we do it every day in practice, and we want to have everybody prepared for this, hopeful run that we make, and they deserve it. So this is a great team, and they all deserve to get a chance to showcase what they've been working on.
Well, everybody knows how great the offense is and weapon after weapon that you guys have, but Bergen, and the way that she's running this offense, 29 more assists tonight in a 3-set sweep. What can you say about the way that she is operating this offense for you guys?
Just so confident, really trusting her hitters, not staying away from anybody. We make an error, we go right back to them. I just think that the confidence she has is just bleeding into our whole team, and that's what's making our offense really tick.
Awesome. Coach, thank you so much. That is Danny Busboom Kelly after another 3-set sweep tonight for the Huskers. They remain perfect, 23-0. And you take a look at the offense tonight, Andy Jackson, perfect. 9 kills on 9 swings. And again, it's the balance that we talk about so much with this team.
Just tremendous. And Bergen Reilly, I think, running the show, looking completely comfortable, getting so many players involved, and also going back to players that they make an error. And we're now going to be joined by a back-to-back Big Ten Setter of the Year, Bergen Reilly. Bergen, tremendous tonight. What went into your decision? You so balanced tonight. Is that something that you go into thinking, hey, how many players can I get involved?
Yeah, for sure. We know that it's one of our strengths is our balance and the fact that everyone can get a kill for us at any time. But credit to our passers, too. We were in system a lot tonight, and we really focused on that this week in practice. So having good passes really helps to have a balanced offense.
With that balance, I want to go back to set 1 here, Bergen, because it was 20 kills on no errors. You guys hit 7-14 in that first set, and you got 8 different attackers with at least 1 kill. What was the mindset coming out tonight for you?
Yeah, I think we kind of knew that last weekend wasn't our best weekend, so we wanted to come out tonight and make a statement, and we did a really great job of that, and we handled our side, and we always say control what we can control, and we just did a really great job of that tonight.
23-0, 14 straight sweeps, the only unbeaten team left in the country. I'm wondering what the emphasis and what the focus is for you guys right now towards the end of the season to make sure that there is no let-up at any point.
Yeah, I think it's just finding new ways to get better. We're not happy with whatever 23-0. We want a national championship. So just finding little things that we can always improve on, and we know that there's always going to be something to get better at. But we also just know that each and every day we have to come into the gym and push ourselves, because some of our best competition is in practice. So it's a really fun and competitive practice, but it's what makes us better in games.
Well, Bergen, thank you so much for the time. Congratulations on yet another great night.
Thank you.
23-0, 14 straight sweeps for Nebraska. The #1 team in the country is looking every bit like it this season. We've got more coming up from Lincoln after this on FS1.